Yo, Canelo, don't do this. Don't do this. Not you. Not you. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the boxing guru. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. So, yesterday I made a video how the fight between Caleb Plant and Saul Canelo Alvarez, it is out. The negotiations are no longer, and that's due to the fact that Canelo keeps throwing hurdles. After reading a bunch of articles, I found out that Canelo is the one out here making this fight difficult. It sounds like he's the one that doesn't want to make this fight happen. And Canelo's one of my favorite fighters, if not my favorite fighter currently right now. This guy has in the beginning of negotiations, there was no rematch clause. Don't worry about it. I'm going to respect you as a champion. This is a unification fight. And Caleb Plant agreed. Then, last minute, he throws in, hey, you know what? I want a rematch clause, and I want the rematch clause to be only if I lose. If I beat you, there's no rematch clause. Now, some people have a problem with that. I personally don't, because, you know, Canelo's the A side. So, although I don't agree with him agreeing to not have a rematch clause in the beginning, and then all of a sudden throwing it in at the last minute, but whatever. Caleb Plant agreed, so I'm not going to make too big of a deal about it. Okay, now then there was a problem with the money. Caleb Plant has come out and said that there's no problem with the money. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read you exact quote what he said about the money. Caleb Plant says there's no argument about the money or any stipulations besides the one-way rematch clause. It would only go into effect if Alvarez lost, which Plant agreed to. Okay, so the problem is not the money, because Caleb Plant has clearly out of his own mouth said it's not the money. It's not the rematch clause, because Caleb Plant out of his own mouth has said he'd agreed to the rematch clause. Which again, matter of fact, let me read you the quote for the rematch clause, just in case you don't believe me. It was agreed that it was a title unification, no rematch for either fighter. Towards the end of the negotiations, they asked for a rematch. When they lose, no problem. You can have the rematch as well. I just want to fight. Now, to me, Caleb Plant sounds like a fighter who actually wants to fight, who actually wants to make the fight. Now, the stipulation that's holding this fight up is that Canelo Alvarez wants to be guaranteed $40 million in the event that Caleb Plant gets injured or sick with COVID-19 or whatever. But if Canelo gets sick or Canelo gets injured, Caleb Plant can't take another fight and has to reschedule his fight with Canelo Alvarez at a later date. Now, I've never heard of stipulations in a contract regarding boxing that had this kind of stipulation where this guy would get his replacement tune-up at the same price. Like, the fight is like 7 weeks away if it was to happen on the date that you guys agreed on. Like, it's September 18th. We're in late July right now. Like, we got to get this ball rolling. You guys are losing time in promotion, time in drug testing, time in all these things, asking for these weird requests. Caleb Plant wants to fight. He has said he's ready and willing. I'm going to read you that quote now. This is Caleb Plant talking. He goes, I'm more than willing, able, and ready to fight Canelo Alvarez on any date. Those are the real facts, and if anyone has anything to say differently, we have the paperwork to prove it. My man got the paperwork. So watch what you say, Canelo. And I'm not a Canelo hater. Y'all can see my videos in the past where I got him ranked #1 pound for pound. I've never talked bad about Canelo. And right now he's looking bad on what he's doing in these negotiations. Caleb Plant is a legit fighter. He's holding the one belt that you want, that you have said you wanted, to become undisputed at 168. I do not see why this fight can't get made unless you agree to the terms, the normal terms. All right, you get the rematch clause. You're going to get your $40 million. But all right, why are you throwing that energy that if Caleb Plant gets sick and this, Don't worry about that. Everything is going to be fine. How about you come to the negotiations with that attitude, and then maybe the fight could get done. This is the fight the fans want to see. We want to see Undisputed. That's why we wanted to see Teofimo versus Devin Haney. We want to see. We wanted to see Josh Taylor versus Ramirez. We wanted to see Jermell Charlo and Castaño. That ended in a draw. Unfortunately, we didn't get it Undisputed. We want to see Fury versus Joshua, because that's an undisputed fight. And you have the power to make an undisputed fight at 168 that's never been done, and you holding it back with these weird negotiation tactics. Come on, Canelo. Let's get this fight ready. Let's get this done. We all want it. You want it. Let's make it happen. Alright, guys. That's my videos. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button. It helps me with the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment what you guys think. And follow me on Twitter @_BroadwayJoel. Alright, guys. Until next time. Peace.